My love must be a kind of blind love. Jabam, jabam. Jabam, jabam. Jabam, jabam.
Hi everyone, welcome to my podcast. This episode is about why I chose to come to AUT. So take with this information what you will, and if it helps you decide why you should come here, good for AUT. I mean, they haven't paid me to make this video. This is coming from the heart from a student in their 4.5 year at this university. So let's get started. I came to university straight out of high school. Most kids in my class were going to AUT or UOA because I'm in Oakland. Few people scattered to other parts of New Zealand, but anyone going to university was generally staying here. So I applied to both of them, and I got into both of them because you have to be, I'm so sorry, but pretty bad to not get into one of these universities, okay? It's not Harvard. Getting in is not the biggest accomplishment for me. It's not like America where you literally sweat in tears and open that letter and cry with your family. It's unless you did something pretty bad, you're gonna get in. So I got into both of them, and then I had to put on my thinking hat and decide which one I was gonna pick. Now, UOA is rated the top university in New Zealand, if you didn't know. And AUT is not the top, okay, unfortunately. So naturally, most of the kids were going to UOA, the people who were like, UOA, you have to, this is the top, why would you pick anything other than the top? I was in all the smartest classes in my high school. I wasn't like the smartest person. I wasn't just like the average bloke passing it through school either. So getting into the top university seemed like an appealing idea until I started to investigate and hear stories about campus culture. I'm a very gentle soul. You have to talk to me really calmly and really gently. Like, I am a sensitive person. I need people around me that are caring and supportive, and I wasn't hearing those kind of stories from UOA. Everyone's in competition is what I've heard. To explain my degree, I'm doing business. I did my bachelor's in business and my master's in business. So all the advice I'm giving is kind of, I can only just say from my degree. Different faculties could be totally different story. Hello. I've booked this room 12:30 to 1:30, room 2.
Yeah, room 2 from 10 a.m. I'll just confirm with you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'm in the right room at the right time. I was just like, oh my god, what if it's my fault? But no, I'm in the right place. She'll figure it out. So
mine is at 1:30.
okay, no worries. Told you. See, everyone's so nice. Like, she was so gentle when she asked me. If someone was like a little more harsh than that, I would have panicked. I just would have lost it. My day would have been like ruined. But people here are really, really nice. But people in New Zealand are nice in general. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Back to AUT. Competitive nature in studies is what I heard from UOA. And that makes sense. They're trying to be the best of the best of the best. So why would you help your mates if you want to be number one? But the degree I'm doing, business, it's like everyone just works together, everyone makes a bunch of money is kind of the mindset I've grown up with in terms of my degree. But I get it. For lawyers, for other professions, you might need to go across the road. But business, we're chill. We're nice and we just support each other. So that was great. When I was investigating the degrees in both universities for me, AUT has co-op. If you don't know what co-op is, it's when you have to do a 3-month internship at the end of your degree in a role that you have studied for before you can graduate. You literally can't graduate before you've had 3 months work experience. You can find it on yourself, that internship. They will help you find it, but it's just a part of the degree. And that was very like, I would love to graduate with some work experience. Whereas UOA, for my degree, back in the day, I don't know if things have changed, none of that was a thing. You just kind of study, graduate, and then you're off on your own. AUT also has an employability lab where they will find internships for you. They will sit one-on-one with you, plan your career with you in the industry, opportunities in companies. So like it's really employability focused is what I had heard and what I have seen since I've been here. Whereas UOA, I don't know much. I haven't heard much. It's very academia focused as far as I know, which makes sense if you're trying to be a professor, get your PhD. But if you're just a bloke out of high school trying to get a degree so you can get a job, then it's a little more stressful to do it the UOA route. Whereas AUT, for my degree, comfortable, supportive, everything's in place to kind of get you into a job after you graduate. Now, I was the vice president of the student association in my bachelor's degree for a year, and I learned a lot of things. And when I learned about how universities are ranked, it was like, that makes a lot of sense. So universities are ranked based on a lot of different criteria, but mostly the rankings you see around UOA and AUT and New Zealand universities is around how much research the university produces, how many times their work is referenced, things like that, which is why, unsurprisingly, UOA ranks one year after year, because they're very research focused and not employability focused, which is what AUT is. So whereas, according to me, a lot of AUT kids graduate and get jobs quite quickly, UOA kids, they kind of keep pushing you to study more and more and more because it works for their business model. Universities would like you to come back and study more. But yeah, that's how rankings work. So don't let it freak you out that a university is good or bad. I mean, if a university is ranked really poorly, then, you want it to be recognized when you go into a job. But when it's a close second, it's not that big of a deal. Talking about getting a job. So when I graduated with my bachelor's, I was out in the world, started applying for jobs. I got jobs quite easily, okay, because I'm pretty great at interviews. I'm so good at making myself seem like the perfect person for this role, even if I'm not, okay. I'm just good with words. So I got like a good amount of jobs. I kind of just picked the first one because I was young and dumb. That's on me. I'm not going to do that after this degree. But no job interview did they ever physically look at my degree. I don't even think they knew the university that I graduated from. I had it on my CV, but all they ever asked me on call or in the interview was like, do you have a degree? And I was like, yeah, I do. I have my bachelor's in this and this and this. It's not that stressful. For business, especially management and marketing. Okay, management marketing. I have friends that have done the same degree, branched out to HR and stuff. This little discipline, it's not that stressful, okay? So don't panic. I know some people doing the same degree in UOA, and they say it's still more stressful. There's exams after exam after exam, deadlines are quite harsh, and things like getting extensions and things for COVID reasons, personal reasons, lecturers aren't as considerate about your situation. Whereas AUT, time and time again, I've applied for extensions for the teeny tiniest things, inconveniences in my life, and the lecturers just go with it. I think they're all just trained to make sure the student, their mental health, comes first, and I've gotten through it again and again. Don't do it on purpose, like genuinely use extensions and things like that when you need to, but just hearing stories about people who couldn't get them in COVID, like my best friend said he was providing his COVID certificate and everything, and they just couldn't make space to give him an extension, which was quite heartbreaking. I don't know about anyone in AUT who's had that experience. If you have, I'm so sorry. But we also have so many other kinds of support in place. We have OTSA. If you have any situation with a lecturer, they maybe announced a deadline on Canvas and then changed it afterwards, like you can bring the stuff up with OTSA and they will like advocate for you and make sure the deadline is pushed or like you get the grades that you said you deserve. Things like that, The university just can't trample all over you. UOA has that too. I just don't know to what degree, how far they push their issues, but it's really, really much embedded in the AUT that I've experienced. Another reason, which is quite silly now that I think about it, that I chose AUT as well is because they have this shuttle bus service that runs to South Auckland and North Shore. So you can easily get to the city from everywhere. and that was really convenient to me. But don't pick a university just because it's easier to get there. You have to like the environment, you have to like what you're studying. I think those are the two most important things. Liking the environment of the university and liking what you're studying there and you're actually learning. And it'll actually help you with your goal. Now, everyone has a different goal when coming to university. Some people just want to be ridiculously overeducated and become housewives later on, okay? That's my personal plan. And that has nothing to do with getting a job. So I could go anywhere and I'd be fine. But if you have a specific companies you want to work for and you think they only take people from the top ranked universities, then pick accordingly. If you just want to get a job in a field you're really passionate about, then look for a university that has systems in place to help support that passion. Yeah, just asking yourself in high school if you want to do university because you want to be employable in what you're studying, or if you want to go to university just for recognition, because I know a lot of kids have a lot of pressure from their family to go to university and they necessarily don't even know what they want to major in or what they want to do, but they're just there because it looks good for them, their family. It's a cool thing to be at university. You could just come to university to explore what you want to do first. So if you want to do that in a comfortable, safe, supportive environment or kind of a competitive environment, it's up to you. UOA is great though. I haven't studied there ever, so I can't really say anything. Only things I'm saying about it is things I've heard from friends who actually study there. And then everything about AUT is just coming from the heart. I think that's all I have. Let's summarize why I chose to come to AUT. Location was ideal for me. The degree I was studying, I needed to be employable. Employability was more important than recognition to me. The environment is so supportive. They have free counseling. I think UOA has that too, but they have so much student support. Employability lab, they look after your extensions, your mental health, in every aspect, you name it. And the students are just much nicer. When you walk around campus, you feel the feel that it's safer and nicer. People smile at you. I don't think when I walk through UOA, I can even make eye contact with a person. Everything just seems so daunting to me, but maybe that's just my subconscious telling me that. If you go to UOA and you love it, that's amazing. But I definitely think you should talk to people who are doing the same degree as you, get some insight before you make a decision, and I hope this helps. I really love AUT. I love it. I was thinking about doing my master's at UOA, and they were like, you have to do your master's in a different major because a lot of what we teach in our master's is quite repetitive of what we teach in our bachelor's. And I was like, that makes no sense whatsoever. If you're just repeating what you're teaching in your bachelor's, why are you calling it a master's? That kind of seems like a scheme to me. So much so that they won't even let you take the same major in your master's that you did in your bachelor's. So then I changed my mind about it and I did my master's at AUT, where I got to learn even more about the same major, and I'm happy. I'm doing a research master's, and so writing a thesis, cool stuff. It's my last semester here. Really finally out of the depressive episode I was in. So I'm in my, oh my god, I'm a university student era, and I'm trying to come to campus more and just be a kid a little bit more before it's all over. But my goal is to be ridiculously overeducated, so I might come back for my PhD, who knows. Thanks for joining me for this podcast. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll try to reply best that I can with the knowledge that I have. I'm really hungry, and I'm on my period, so it's time to go eat something nice and get cozy.
Maybe millions of people